Hello, Shauna Barber here, offering you today a little inspiration on how to free yourself up from rushing. So, I'm a spiritual mentor, I'm a breathwork facilitator, and I'm also a yoga teacher. And one of the things that I do is teach people how to take the ancient teachings of yoga, not just the yoga in the studio, but the philosophical practices of yoga, out into their lives and into the modern day world. So, as you know, we live in busy times. Our lives are really full and hectic sometimes. So, the question becomes, since we can't change the world around us, how can we change from within to exist in this world, in this busyness, without getting caught up in it and without feeling rushed and frantic and frenetic all the time? It's possible to simplify life. In yoga, there's an offering called Saucha, which is simplicity and purity and refinement. And so, yes, we can do that. We can go through our lives and simplify. We can declutter. We can take things off of our schedule that are non necessities. And yet, by nature of the world today, we're still going to be bombarded and overwhelmed with pieces of information and other outside forces. So we come to the practices within, right? So, for example, today I woke up late. Getting my kids to school was a bit of a rush, but within that practice of getting the kids to school, I was in practice. I was really going within and monitoring my inner state of being and how I was responding to that external circumstance of being late. And then afterward, I decided to go to a yoga class, and it was a vinyasa yoga class. So if you know anything about yoga, you know that that's a little bit more vigorous. It tends to be a bit of a stronger and faster practice. And yet I was feeling quite depleted. And even though I wanted a little bit of strengthening and a little bit of movement, I needed to move into that practice really clear on how I was going to be in reverence of this body, honoring this body and this mind and how I was in that particular moment. Because believe me, when I sat down for the practice, my mind was all over the place. My body was buzzing. So I had to enter into that studio with the intention of coming back to center, of slowing down, and of applying all of my knowings to the practice, not just physically moving and stretching and breathing, but beyond that, monitoring my thoughts and my inner state of being. For example, that reverence and that love and that honoring of the body is ahimsa. That's one of the yamas that we study in the Yoga Sutras. And then also Saucha, which is integrity and honesty. I'm sorry, Satya, integrity and honesty. Um, am I doing this practice, this vinyasa practice, in integrity, in honesty for where I'm at in that particular moment? Not looking around and seeing how much stronger other people are and trying to keep up with them and their pace, but really being in integrity and in honesty with where I am in that particular moment. And then also brahmacharya, which is the balancing of our vital life force energy. Some days our energy is lower than other days. Some days it's way up high and frenetic, like I said, and busy, and we've got to bring it back down into balance. So being really aware of where is my energy at today and how do I need to work with that to bring it into balance. That's brahmacharya. Okay, so these ancient yoga teachings, the yamas and the niyamas, come before the hatha yoga practice for a reason. And the reason is so that we can be aware of how we're relating to ourselves and to our external world, to the experiences around us that we can't control. So this is the practice, right? Things like slowing down, things like trying to avoid burnout and stress. Those are practices. And how do we practice these things? We have to put in an effort, right? There's got to be some thought around it, some reflection, some contemplation around these subjects. And then there's got to be the effort of putting them into practice, and then the application of those things put into practice. So, changing our lives, sometimes it's as easy as a simple mindset shift, but oftentimes it's this day to day practice. That's why we call it a yoga practice. And yoga isn't just that hour and 15 minutes you walk into the studio. Spiritual practice is moment to moment, day to day, and it takes a little bit of effort, but the payoff for it is a massive amount of freedom. Freed up energy, freed up mind space, free and lighter feelings. So it's well worth that bit of effort, that bit of thought and contemplation and application. And that's where the philosophical practices of yoga come in, the Yoga Sutras, the yamas, the niyamas, all of these ancient practices that we can bring forth into this modern, crazy, busy, hectic, and wonderful life that we're living on the daily. So, I am offering some things this year. I'll pop the link in the either in the comments or up in the description section of this video. I'm offering people an opportunity to come together and really study and really learn these practices. So I hope that you'll join me. So if this resonated with you, please click like, share, and I'm rushing now. Leave a comment below. How do you slow down? How do you keep yourself from getting caught up in the rat race and slow down? How do you do it? Leave me a message. Take care. See you soon. Bye.